Hey guys, are you tired of trying to figure out the right price for your business? Does it always feel like your competitors are probably outpacing you in their pricing? You've talked to a lot of competitors, or you talked to some of your friends, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I paid $5,000 for that," and you're like, "I don't understand how, because I can only sell it for $1,000." That's what we're going to show you guys today: how to figure out how to price your products and your services. So this way, you can stay competitive, you can stay ahead of your competition. We're going to let you in on a little insider secret here. So this way you can capitalize on the amount of money that you make and the value that you provide to your customers. My name is Steven. We help veterans, small business owners all across the country automate, scale, and market their very own business. Business Growth Engine is all about helping veterans. We are veterans ourselves, so it's veteran to veteran marketing and coaching and business coaching all in one. So if that sounds like something interested, click the link below and you'll be able to take a look and see what we can offer to help you out. But we're going to dive into figuring out how to price your products today. So this way you can stay competitive, so you can make more money in the end run. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of take a little bit of a history lesson. Now, most people, every single person buys on emotion. What I mean by that is that when you're looking at something to purchase, you're purchasing it for status, for need, or because you want to buy it. Those are normally the three core things that people buy things for. They either buy for the relationships, wealth, or health. So keep that in mind as you're looking at trying to figure out your pricing. You want to take a look at your competitors. So the first thing you want to do is competition research. See what they are charging and understand why they're charging and what exactly they're charging for. Because that's going to be key once we dive more into this, because just because, let's say you're selling a website, if they're selling a website for $1,500, you want to understand what type of website they're selling so you can offer a better deal. So the big thing that we always tell people is do not get in a price war. That's a big warning. We tell every single person, don't get into a price war. You get into a price war, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to race directly to the bottom. And the lowest price is going to lose. Because pretty soon you're trying to put each other out of business, and it's just not good. What you really want to do is we want to take that mindset and shift it to, instead of pricing, value-based opposition. And what I mean by that is we're going to put value over here. You want to be able to create enough value for your clients so they can say yes. So let's say that your competition is selling a 3-page website for $1,500. It's not a bad deal. Depends on the website. Probably a quickly drawn up website, X, Y, and Z. But ultimately, 3-page website is really good. Let's say that they're advertising that for $1,500. They're hitting it out of the park. Everybody wants it. Now, you've been selling it for $1,000 and you've been trying to figure out why. Well, first things first, they're going to look at the mindset here. If you're selling for $1,000 and they're selling for $1,500 and it's the same exact product, they're immediately going to think that yours is inferior. And it could very well not be, but they're going to think that it is because of the price difference. They're going to start immediately thinking, wait a second, why is this so cheap? And they're not going to think because you're trying to help them out, but they're going to think there's probably something wrong with it. It's probably not as good quality as your competitor over here. So that's something to keep in mind when you're pricing your products out. You want to be able to understand why your competitors are doing what they're doing. If they're selling something for $20,000 and it's just not selling, obviously you don't want to price yours as $20,000. But keep in mind that as you're building it out, as you're understanding what is working and what is not, we want to dive into value. So back on this, what we're saying is, like, if you're doing $1,000 for your 3-page website and your competitor is $1,500 for 3 pages, well, the first thing, they're already beating you on price. So every time you have to sell almost 2 websites just to make just a little bit more than them. If they sell 2 websites, you have to sell 3 to match it. So first off, your price is already low. But let's say that you raise it to $1,500. So you both are offering 3-page website for $1,500. Let's say you're doing good for a month or so, but then you start to realize that everyone's still going to your competition, and you don't understand why. You think maybe it's brand loyalty, things like that. No, the big difference is because they've already seen your price increase. But the real kicker is that you want to create it based on value. You want to create what we call an offer stack. Now, if you're doing a 3-page website and your competitor's doing a 3-page website for $1,500, what we always tell people every single time is look at what other things you can offer for that exact same price. And what I mean by that is we're going to dive into this in a second. So if we're building this out and we're looking at it, and if this was us, we would say, hey, can we do 3 months of SEO for this for $1,500? Can we do email marketing for a month? Maybe 1 month of email marketing, 3 months of SEO. And what is the next thing that they might need as well? They might need a lead capture form. So maybe we could build them out a lead capture form as well. And let's say normally you charge $1,000 a month for SEO. That's $3,000. And maybe you charge $1,000 a month for email. That's another $1,000. And then let's say your lead capture form is a sales funnel and you charge $1,000 for that. So you're looking at $5,000 of worth of stuff that you're giving away, right? So a lot of people will be like, no, that's not worth it because I'm losing money. Well, are you really losing money if they were not buying from you anyway? That's something you want to think about. Now, if you go in and your competitor is listing $1,500 and they say, hey, $1,500 is going to get you a 3-page website, and you come back and you say, hey, for $1,500, normally this with the $1,500 and the $5,000 is going to cost $6,500. But I want to give it to you today for $1,500. That could be something that you're looking at it, you're going to say, hey, that's a lot of value for what you're paying me. Now, what's going to happen is that you're going to start seeing the value. People are going to start noticing your value. They're going to start coming to you if you advertise correctly, get it out properly, all of that. They're going to start purchasing. And then what's going to happen is your competitor is going to see that. They're going to lower their pricing. This is what happens 9 times out of 10. They're going to lower their pricing. They're going to offer the same thing. Now, this is where it gets interesting. What I want you to do is not offer a discount and not lower your price. Instead, what I want you to do is look at something else that you can give away for free. That's not going to cost you money. It's not going to harm your bottom dollar. But something else that you can give away for free that you know that they may need. Because if you could do that, then you can up the price of this value and keep the price the same. And then what's going to happen is they're going to lower the price again, offer more for your value, list it for the same exact price. Remember what I said. Never offer a discount, never lower your prices. Use the Chick-fil-A model. They never lower their prices, they never offer discounts. You get what you get, and that's all it is. So, offer more value compared to your customer, compared to your competition. So the first thing you want to do is you want to research your competition. Figure out what they're offering, so offers. And then price match them. And then offer more. What I mean by that is offer more value than what your competition can do. So that's a good way to start out pricing. And then what's going to happen is the more value you create, the more of a market that you command, and then it gets to the point that you can charge whatever you want. So keep that in mind as you're building this out. That's how basic model, how you can figure out how to price your products effectively. Do competition research, find the offers that they're doing, price match them, and offer more for what they're charging and for the same price that they're charging. You're going to win 9 times out of 10. It's going to take some time. You're going to do some marketing, but it's also going to help you grow, and you're going to see the results coming from it. So keep that in mind as you're learning how to price out your products. Start with that, and then start playing with pricing as well, because the cool thing about business, if you raise your price, you can always lower it. So keep that in mind. Play with the market, see what works in your area, and you'll start seeing results a lot faster than you realize.